What's up everyone? Welcome to TrailerSpot, and today we will be talking about the best upcoming movies. A Deadpool 2 star is cast as the lead in the upcoming reboot, Hellboy the Crooked Man. Ron Perlman was the man behind the makeup when Dark Horse Comics character Hellboy made his big screen debut in Guillermo del Toro's 2004 adaptation. Stranger Things star David Harbour then took over the role for the 2019 Hellboy reboot. Now Hellboy is being rebooted again, and the film has just chosen the successor to Perlman and Harbour, picking Deadpool 2's Jack Kesy to head up the cast. In addition to playing Black Tom in the second Deadpool movie, Kesy also played Sergeant Josh Kirk in the Millennium Media film The Outpost, part in the sequel. James Cameron is becoming increasingly open to the idea of an Avatar TV show in the future. Centering around the growing conflict between the native Na'vi and the colonizing humans on the planet Pandora, Avatar explores humanity's greed in depth. With Jake Sully defecting to the Na'vi and forging a family of his own with Neytiri, there is still a wide breadth of Na'vi life to explore. Though Avatar creator Cameron said in December that an Avatar TV show is 10 years away, the prospect is now much closer to reality. While previously citing issues with the technological feasibility of an Avatar show, the success of Avatar: The Way of Water has seemingly changed his mind. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, Cameron revealed that it is possible that Avatar could start considering a TV show in only 5 years. He said, "Right now, the economics don't make sense to spin off any of our CG main characters onto TV, but the cost of these things will progressively come down as we introduce machine deep learning into the processes and make them more automated. Ask me again in 5 years." There have been rumors for years about a third Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr. happening, but the movie just can't seem to make its way out of development hell. Directed by Guy Ritchie and released in 2009, the first Sherlock Holmes feature film adaptation in this particular series starred Robert Downey Jr. as the titular detective, alongside Jude Law as Dr. Watson. Ritchie would later direct the 2011 sequel, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, which brought back Downey and Law to reprise their roles. Sequel talks go back over the past decade, but Sherlock Holmes 3 has been stalling non-stop ever since, with the future for the franchise that's still not entirely certain. The reason that the movies haven't been given a threequel hasn't been due to a lack of trying, as Ritchie provided an update on Sherlock Holmes 3 in a new interview with Collider. Ritchie essentially said that he's done all he can at this point to make the movie happen, getting to where he's moonwalked away from it knowing that it's out of his hands. The director says that it's actually up to Downey to figure that out, as Ritchie doesn't want to deal with the project any longer until it gets to where he's actually needed to start work on the film. The long-in-development prequel series, Dune The Sisterhood, has suffered its latest creative setback as two major figures exit. Well before Denis Villeneuve's critically acclaimed Dune hit theaters in 2021, Warner Bros. Was hard at work developing a proper cinematic universe centered around author Frank Herbert's seminal sci-fi world. Dune The Sisterhood was first ordered to series at the then unnamed HBO Max back in 2019, and in the ensuing years would struggle to properly get off the ground. Now, even with production getting underway, Dune The Sisterhood is facing another obstacle. According to Deadline, director Johan Renck has left the production after initially signing on for the first 2 episodes. Even more pressing, lead star Shirley Henderson, who is slated to play Tula Harkonnen, has exited the series. As a result, production on Dune The Sisterhood has been put on hold as a replacement for Renck is found, and Tula is recast. This follows the additional change of co-showrunner Diane Edemu-John stepping down ahead of filming, and Alison Shapker becoming the only showrunner. Although it's still well over a year off, anticipation is mounting for the return of Ryan Reynolds' Merc with a Mouth to the big screen with Deadpool 3. Ever since it was revealed that Hugh Jackman would be jacking up to play Wolverine one last time in the sequel film, the project has risen to the top of the list as one of the key Marvel films to watch out for over the next 2 years. Production was previously slated to begin later this year, and new updates are that cameras begin rolling in London this spring. While it is unknown if Spider-Man 4 will be part of either MCU's Phase 5 or 6, a promising update from Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige shed some light on its development. Spider-Man No Way Home's ending managed to set up a fresh start for Peter Parker, leading to the events of Spider-Man 4. Plot details are still being kept under wraps, but Feige did tease that the titular web-slinger is going into the street-level heroes. A past rumor also revealed that Spider-Man 4 is eyeing a July 2024 release date, though Sony Pictures boss Tim Rothman said he was still unsure when it may come to theaters. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed that the story of Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 has been completed. This major update indicated that a script could soon be submitted, with Feige saying that the movie's writers are just putting pen to paper now. A How to Train Your Dragon live-action movie has been officially confirmed to be in development at Universal Pictures. The How to Train Your Dragon trilogy has quickly cemented itself as one of the most beloved in film history, with a fervent fan base all around the world. The first film sports a ridiculous 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, with the franchise making over $1.5 billion at the box office for Universal since arriving in 2010. Since releasing in 2010, Hiccup's adventures with the Dragons of Berk have taken up residence with some of the biggest names in animation, receiving heaps of praise usually only reserved for the likes of Pixar. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed that a live-action How to Train Your Dragon movie is on the way at Universal Pictures. The new live-action movie will adapt the story of the animated trilogy, rather than continue the series. Dean DeBlois, the filmmaker behind DreamWorks' animated How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, will return for the live-action film as director, writer, and producer. DeBlois has worked on numerous critically acclaimed animated movies, such as the Dragon Trilogy and Lilo and Stitch, but this will be Dean's first time directing a live-action movie. The How to Train Your Dragon live-action movie is currently slated to release on March 14, 2025. Casting is currently unknown, but is reportedly underway. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse might include Tom Holland's Peter Parker, if a new rumor is to be believed. Following the Academy Award-winning 2018 animated movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which introduced Shameik Moore's Miles Morales to audiences, a new rumor has just surfaced linking the animated sequel to Holland's Spider-Man from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic, Holland's Peter Parker will not only appear in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but he was also one of the reasons for the movie's delay from last October to this June. Snyder goes on to reveal he heard that Miles would go to a live-action dimension with Tom Holland. After Holland did not return in Marvel's What If as an animated Spider-Man, the thought of him appearing in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but in live action, is intriguing. Venom 3 finally gets an exciting update from its leading star, Tom Hardy. Sony's Spider-Man universe is still moving forward, as the studio has several films in the works. One of them is Venom 3, part of the film series that helps set up the Spider-Man-inspired universe. While it didn't lead to any major plots, Hardy's Eddie Brock was last seen briefly in Spider-Man No Way Home, after he and the symbiote had been transported to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What was a brief cameo, Hardy's character ended up getting sent back to his world. Not long after that, Venom 3 was properly announced by Sony Pictures. News has been slow lately on the progress of Venom 3, especially after Hardy's Spider-Man No Way Home appearance. After months of no updates, Hardy revealed on Instagram that Venom 3 is officially in pre-production. Thanks for watching! Catch you in the next video!